Well, welcome. Tonight is just domestic. Foreign is not making it tonight, so tonight is just domestic. So far, have an absolutely phenomenal panel. I don't have the YouTube pulled up, so whoever's out there, somebody else may end up having to read that for me. I'm not quite sure, but we'll go ahead and start off in the normal.
Forbes next to me.
We'll go ahead and start off in the normal fashion here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, let's see if I can get rid of this noisy machine over here. All right, so tonight in the panel, we've got Kingpin. Kingpin, how you doing?
Doing pretty well, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Good to see everybody tonight.
Always. We've got the professional amateur, which I'm not sure what, maybe that's porn. I don't know. How you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, whatever rocks your boat. I'm doing okay. How about you guys?
Very good. The occasional pop in here and there, one of the busiest men on the face of the planet, Milsurp Mike.
Hey, how's it going? And don't forget about Let Freedom Ring SST next Friday.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk a little bit more about that shortly because I'm digging that. We've got Daniel, God is my judge.
Hey, thanks for having me on again. And poor Scotsman has to work. So I guess the other five here, we got to pull the load for him that he's not here. So somebody intelligent when a gun question comes up, Val, Jamie, Milsurp, Mike, I'm relying, and Kingpin, I'm relying on you guys.
Yeah, and I'm going to emulate Scotsman for the rest of the chat.
So you're going to be talking. Oh,
okay. We also have our staple, JH586. How is the bearded wise one?
I'm kicking, brother. Thanks for having me. Good to see everybody. Good to see Milsurp Mike. We ain't seen him in a while. And thanks for everybody coming in. We should already getting a bunch of folks making comments out on the side chat. So won't be a good evening.
Yeah, I'm seeing Alaskan Ballistics out there, Chris 338, Edward Petty, Vanessa Kitty, that good old V-Borg out there, Ghost Tactical. Always good to see Ghost. Richard White's been out there, Gorillas and Guns. Pop's Quest was here. I'm not sure if he's still there or not. The reloading from the hot pot was here at one point. I don't know if that's all that it's showing me, but that's all that it's showing me at the moment. Boy, I'm telling you, it has been an absolutely phenomenal week for me. Not only was I dillified by the crazy Scotsman, but I have just gotten package after package from people. I get this package from Willie Bulletman, which I don't think is out there quite yet. But I get this package with a bunch of these 180 grain Freedom pellets in what I'm calling dog poop brown. He calls this color what, Jamie? He mixes his color up himself.
He does. It's a mixture of a lot of different colors, and it comes out brown, and he calls it caca brown. So, yeah.
So there's a caca brown 180 grain there, and obviously Jamie and him have the same mold, but these ones are just a little prettier. They look like the totes that came in with the Dylan there. Plus, Jamie also sent me some 9mm Freedom pellets. Absolutely loving that. And then I get this other box, which could have crushed an elephant. Full of these these plated rounds, right? These are plated, not Full Metal Jackets, right?
Yeah, I played it.
Big giant fat bag of these, big giant fat Ziploc of 40 shell. Man, I actually did a video on it. I just hadn't been able to upload it yet. So yeah, I am looking pretty on getting that Dylan all set up. I got my large bar in. I'm just waiting on Dylan to send me my large primer tubes, and I'll be ready to rock and roll with that Dylan. So that's been great.
Man, I need to get into reloading.
That's all I've been doing.
I'm not sure if you have the time, do you?
No, not really, because I thought I'd have time to be in here now that I went to days, even though I worked Sunday days. But I'm usually spending time with the family now, so my wife went out on a walk right now, so that's why I have a little bit of time here. But
Yeah,
I got nothing but time.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was going to ask there. So she went out for a walk. So she gets tired of being stuck in a house, or is she able to work also?
she is a nurse. They moved her to she actually works at a surgery center normally. They moved her to a hospital they just reopened in the next town over, but there's rarely any patients there. And the Missouri governor just extended the emergency to June 15th, which I'm hoping that doesn't mean the stay-at-home lockdown order or whatever, because if that's the case, her surgery center might be in trouble if they keep that closed another month or so. But right now, yeah, she's been working a couple days a week at a hospital, going back to a med-surg floor. So she is getting out of the house. Kids, on the other hand, they don't get to leave pretty much.
Yeah, all the way to June 15th. I'm not quite understanding why they're projecting it out that far.
Well, I'm hoping they're just keeping the declaration. So, because everything was going to end May 4th. And I don't think he's going to pull a Virginia governor on us, or at least I hope he doesn't. And I think he's just doing that to have his ducks in a row so he can open it up a little slower. But because he's actually, like, you have Lady Hitler over in Kansas who's, locked out and everything. I mean, they really haven't enforced much in Missouri, but still, it still sucks for the businesses. And our count, and the worst thing about it is you have the millennial mayor in Kansas City, Missouri, who keeps being pretty strict about it. In our county, we basically have an RN with a power trip who runs it in our county and who's shutting our county down. She's staying with the mayor of Kansas City, Missouri. So I'm hoping they let up on it, because there's a lot of businesses that are hurting.
Yeah,
Everybody's hurting.
All over the place, all over the entire nation. Mr. Alaskan Ballistics, what should I spend my stimulus check on? The question has been, stimulus check, what caliber are you getting it in? And this is exactly that. A 10 millimeter 6-inch 1911 or the 6.5 Creedmoor. Now I already seen Mr. Bald and Fabulous there posted in the side chat the 6.5, right?
I think you're better off, especially him. He's got places to shoot it. I mean, 10 millimeter is fun, but I'm pretty sure he already has one. So I would get the 6.5.
Yeah. Pistol is a backup gun. The rifle is your primary. It's like, go primary.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that he's looking along the lines of a splurge. And I would imagine that being in Alaska and, watching some of his videos, he's probably got long-range, high-powered rifles. So maybe this could be a gift to him. So what better gift than a 1911?
Delta Elite. I love that thing.
Well, here's a simple solution. Take your wife's check as well and buy both.
And we have a winner. Yes.
winner chicken dinner. I know he's already got a 10 millimeter. He's got lots of 10 millimeter videos on the channel, and he's been using one of those G guns for it, and sooner or later it's going to blow up. So my suggestion is to get the 1911 10 millimeter, because it's going to blow up at some point.
You see, I like the way Val's thinking about get the wife's check too. I had both of them, and I was going to buy a JP, but the well went out, so there went that whole idea.
Would you take 200 for that sewing machine?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm paying bills with mine because I got virtually no money coming in, and I tried to get on those small business loans, couldn't pick and do it, and now they've released a second wave of funds. SBA is supposed to be funded tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Unfortunately, Chase Bank, which is my bank, doesn't accept any more applications, so they pretty much told me go pound sand. So I'm paying bills with mine and hoping this shit will blow over so I can finish the damn house and get my money.
I'm buying a heater and air conditioner for my house.
There you go.
Hey,
That's
Val,
right. Go ahead.
got a question for you, because I assume you have employees, correct?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't have employees. Me and my
Okay.
wife are the employees. I mean, if I get guys, I get them just on a daily basis when I need them, and just pay them as a subs.
Okay, because I was going to ask about, they've been, like, if you got the loan and were able to pay them, if, they're pissed off that they can't get the unemployment plus $600, because I've heard of that happening too, that people have been.
I know people that are better off sitting home because they make just as much or a little bit less, but they don't have to travel anywhere. I got a buddy. He's a union carpenter. He sits home with $1,300 a week. Why the hell would he want to go to work? He wants this to last as long as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of that the guys that are normally out there beating sand every day to get a job, to get work every day, hey, they got a steady income. They don't have to pound sand for nothing. So why are they going to want to go out in the field and try and drum up business when they know they're going to get X amount of money each week?
Well, I've been hearing about these.
Well, the bad thing, this extra money they're getting, and the stimulus check that I've already spent it. Okay, we're not the ones that's going to have to pay it back. Our kids and our grandkids are going to be the one paying back this national debt that's now just went through the roof again.
Yep.
Well, they're going to pay it back at a massively devalued dollar too, because the more the government prints money, the less it's worth. And that $1,700 that you're getting right now, next year is not going to be worth $1,700.
$1,700.
Yeah.
I thought it was 12.
Oh, I thought you said 17. My bad. 1,200. Anything that the government's sending you as money not to work is going to be less valuable this time next year.
Oh yeah.
But what I was talking about, those, like, I think part of the thing to get the small business loan, to get it forgiven, is you keep your employees paid, or you pay their paychecks. Well, the unemployment, they passed, part of that bill was, if you're on unemployment, you get unemployment plus $600 more than you would have normally got. So you have these businesses trying to stay in business, and they're keeping their employees paid, but the employees are getting pissed off because if they were laid off, they'd be getting $600 more a week or whatever it is from that extra unemployment. And that was kind of stupid, given the extra $600 a week or check or whatever.
I'm on top of everything. My son's 19, so I'm not getting penny for him. Even though he filed his own taxes last year, he's a dependent on our taxes. So we're not getting $600 for him, and he's not getting $1,200 either. So a lot of young kids are gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
My daughter is the same way. She's 19, didn't get nothing.
Yep.
Those forgivable government loans aren't paying those rent and electricity and buying supplies. Only thing that's guaranteed to not have to pay back is when you pay your employees. So businesses they still can't run their business, but they can pay their employees.
AOC telling people to refuse to go back to work. Yeah, how about she get out of office and go back to hot dog on a stick and actually do something for a living?
You have to take her with a big grain of salt because she keeps claiming she's from Bronx. She's not. She's from Westchester. The lady that's buying my house went to high school with her. So she grew up in Westchester. Okay, she went down there later on after college. So she's not girl from a Bronx or Queens or whatever the fuck you're saying. Excuse my French. I just whenever I hear her name, it's like my knife's opening in my pocket by itself.
I was like the senator from Kansas. He lives in Virginia, but he keeps an office in Kansas. So that's the only way he's able to legally say he's from Kansas. And yeah, it happens all over.
Well, look at the bright side. If all the people who follow AOC don't go back to work, when you go to McDonald's, you won't get your burger wrong. You know, when real smart people actually go back to take these jobs, you'll get your order right every single time, and they'll be thankful with a smile.
Or it'll all be automated.
Maybe it's just the government employees that won't get back, and we'll all get lucky.
So Warsaw Patriots doing a giveaway. I had no idea. Warsaw, what are you giving away? Put a link to your video or something, because I missed it.
Yeah, heck, I don't even have the YouTube side up, so I can't even make anybody a moderator on the YouTube side.
He's a moderator, Warsaw. He's got a blue wrench.
All right. Yeah, you can throw the link in there if you like. So that's good. That's fine.
Alaskan Ballistic. Worst part is that the stimulus legislation allows the Federal Reserve to buy it. So you know what? I'm not even talking. Let's not even talk about Corona and economy because like it's Sunday evening. Let's just talk about guns, sex, and something else because this is you know that's all I hear. There you go. You know, Milsurp Mike. That's not a Milsurp gun.
Hey, I'm not just Milsurps. I got a lot of black guns.
Yeah, I don't have any.
That looked like urban gray to me.
Well, black guns is a general term, but yeah.
It's the tactical tan.
I have a Microtag and fake silver. Don't ever buy silver from China.
I happen to have a Milsurp Mike complete lower in my collection that I won in the It's All About Jack giveaway. Thank you very much, Mr. Mike.
Oh, no problem. And actually, the funny thing is this is the exact same thing, except I've actually switched out the Palmetto State kit and put a Aero Precision kit in the lower, and I'm gonna probably replace the BCG and the charging handle also later on. But I don't know, it fires pretty well now.
Well, I've got a red clicky pin.
Jamie, what are you rocking? I mean, we see the crossbow in the background.
Alan's SIG 320s must have blew up today, or else he didn't have anything.
No, neither of them blew up, but I did drop one, and I think I might have misplaced it. I may not have that particular firearm anymore.
What kind of gun is that, Jamie? Or what kind of? I can't see it.
That is a Rossi 92 and 357 Magnum.
Cool.
And then I got this one. If y'all like black guns. This is an Aero Precision lower, and I made the upper as my 358 Eagle, which is basically a customized 350 Legend. Should I keep going?
Is that your new deer gun?
Oh, I got a deer gun. I got two of them. This is my 30-30 Marlin.
What glass you got on that?
That is a Nikon. I forget the exact model. It's a 4x16 by 44, I think. No, this is the Nikon. Oh, that one is a Bushnell trophy on the 30-30.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Got one on my wife's Henry.
And then I got this one. This is probably my best rifle. This is my Seiko. That's AV chambered in 270 Winchester.
Well, we went out do some shooting today, but it was a nasty day. Weather's crazy. Friday was 40 degrees. Saturday was 80. Today's freaking 40, rainy. We went out shooting, and the range is up on the top of the hill, so it's probably another 5 degrees colder up there. I'm like, after like an hour, I was like, screw that, I'm out of here. I just wanted to sight in the 22. I got this old Marlin. I traded for something else, and I just want to sight it in and take a couple of shots with the 6.5. I was trying to figure out the standard deviation in velocity, since I watched the video Eagle Eye Shooting has on the reloading where you full length size, but you don't full length size all the way, only like 3/4 of the way. It's supposed to help. So I tried a couple of rounds, and it was actually good because the extreme spread was only about 40. So it looked promising, but the weather was shit. Got a bunch of shooting yesterday though. I did that challenge. What's his name? Applied ballistic, applied shooting was put up, and I went out. I must have shot 300 rounds easy. I was doing that drill, a bunch of other drills.
Anybody else tried that quarter challenge that Josh Benware put out there?
Yeah, I did.
Flaming Bald and Curious glued his quarter to his front sight.
No, that ain't glue. Glue don't work. Trust me.
I'll try that. I'll give it a try. I don't know if I'll video it and put it on YouTube, but I'll try it.
I tried it like about a week before I did my video, and I took those revolvers out, and it actually helped me out quite a bit. Just practicing like that.
Hey, Warsaw, I'm not lying. I swear on my kid's life, it wasn't glued. Okay, glue don't work.
It was Velcro. No, I actually don't have much in the way of revolvers at the moment. And so I've actually been looking more and more at revolvers with my possibly advance on my tax check. And I don't know, there's a couple of things that are available from someone's estate that I was interested in. Of course, I'm like all interested with the 10 millimeter, especially right now, because as Alaska Ballistics says, 10 millimeter is the best millimeter. So I don't have much in the way, Vanessa, not much in the way of revolvers, but I kind of am itching to get a 10 millimeter revolver. I know I'm going to have to dick with moon clips, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about all that. I got the stupid little tools. It's okay. My fingers will be fine. So I've been looking at those, the Smith & Wessons, the Rugers, and
if you got $1,200, get yourself that Colt King Cobra.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Get yourself a new King Cobra.
I did not know they were making the King Cobras in 10.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, you want 10. You have to have 10. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm just bugging on the 10. I'm getting ready to start creating a bunch of them myself, and continue to create them. And yeah, people want to talk about, oh, I saved so much money reloading. That's not why I'm reloading. But if I'm doing my math right, I can create a round for just a touch over half of what I can buy it for. So yeah, okay, I'm saving money that way, but it's also using my time, and my time to me is valuable. You only have so many years on this planet.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says, that is your most valuable resource.
And that's a big reason why I haven't gotten really out of it myself yet. The time.
Well, if the wind's blowing, if it's cold, it's rainy, and you're sick and tired of watching TV, you can just turn the radio on and sit there and reload and crank them out.
I'm trying
I
to
do-
teach my kids history and the Bill of Rights and stuff, since we're basically homeschooling them now. So I'm trying to teach them a few things they don't learn in school.
Mm-hmm. Well, sit one at a single stage, have them deprime while you're teaching them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to be doing with the boys. It's just like as soon as I get this press dialed in, I'm going to be like, all right, first thing you do is you put the case in here and then pull the handle. But I mean, with the whole homeschooling thing right now, what are you going to do, Mike, when they go back to school and start telling the teacher, no, that's not how it happened. This is how it happened, because they're going to be teaching them whatever the agenda is.
Well, I even like at the beginning of this, because my oldest is just in first grade. So starting at the beginning of the year, I started teaching her the Bill of Rights, and she's already knew them pretty well before all this happened. But of course, you can apply them now, saying, well, the government's doing this. Which one are they breaking? Which is sad, which is kind of sad, but she gets to use that knowledge a little bit.
Yeah, I was watching a video somebody I sub to put out, and he's going over some knives, and his little girl's got a knife collection too. And he started asking, about the names of the knife. It sounds like this. It's like, okay, well, the name of this knife it sounds like, it's part of the government. And she couldn't get it. She goes, okay, the crooks. And she goes, what, Trump? And she goes, oh, no. It's one of the houses. It was like Congress.
Okay. What is a Model 57, Richard and Chris? What caliber is a Model 57, Smith & Wesson?
I don't know a whole lot about revolvers.
I thought I knew a pretty good bit about Smith revolvers, but that's one that escapes me. Hey, Kyle.
Only thing I know about revolvers is that I can reload semi-faster than a revolver.
Oh, it's a 41 Magnum. No wonder. Man, 41 Magnum is just that is a cartridge that has never got its full due in my guesstimation. I think it's of course it's missed its chance at this time, but it was developed really for police work and never caught on.
Old Elmer Keith had to get in the way there. His 44.
Well, yeah. Yeah, 44 was, and I think the 41 was developed because they wanted something a little stronger than the 357 and something not quite as heavy as the 44. I mean, face it, if you got to carry around a Model 29 all day, you're going to be,
Yeah.
If you're sitting in a patrol car with that thing strapped on your side all day, you're going to be limping when you get out of the car at the end of the day, unless you get a good shoulder rig.
Now I want to know who made the 41 Mag, because Elmer Keith, I think he did both the 357 Magnum and the 44 Magnum.
He did. It wouldn't surprise me if he did the 41 either, but I'm not sure about that. All I can tell you is what my wife always tells me, and she says, Google is your friend. So I'll go with that later. But single shot, Richard said yes. So I'm assuming he did the 41 as well, Elmer Keith.
Oh, Mike, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to assume that you have read the book, Hell, I Was There by Elmer Keith.
No, I haven't read that book actually. I would like to. I need to order that.
Yeah.
I do need to read that.
I've
Me
read it
too.
twice. I had original and hardback, and I had that one in Chuck Yeager's book, and they were both autographed, and they were both stolen.
Wow.
Oh,
Who steals books?
Dirtbags. Well, we can tell one thing: it's probably not a Democrat.
well, I mean, if they were autographed, they might have some. If they might have some value. So whoever took it,
That's
They would
probably
have-
all they knew about him, other than, you know, they had words on the inside. You had to actually read them.
A Democrat will steal a book from you if they're going to go burn it.
there's probably some Republicans that would do that too. But
Yeah, especially if it's any book that has laws written in it, or morals, or anything positive.
So Chris 338 saying Ruger and Smith and Wesson are making 41 mags now. Cool.
Yeah, I've been browsing both sides of that fence. There's a couple of Smiths that I'd like, a couple of Rugers that I'd like. Really browsing that side of the fence. Something I did see in the news feed today that I was rather disappointed on. The dictator in North Korea, Mr. Kim Jong-un, apparently has survived a surgery. Unfortunately, the man survived. So
well, the thing there is, like when people who say they want Pelosi or Feinstein to get primary, be careful what you wish for, because that sister of his, she sounds like she's just as evil as him, if not more, plus more competent, which that's a dangerous combination. Like it was her who's behind a lot of his publicity campaign there. She just looks evil too.
Yeah, as diabolical as it sounds, she's actually pretty smart, which is extremely dangerous. That guy's pretty stupid, which is pretty dangerous, but a smart, dangerous person is scarier to me.
yeah, Kim Jong-un is definitely dangerous. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But he was raised to be the specialty of them all. And the sister had to prove herself the entire way. And you know, she's about as sharp as they come. And for some oddball reason, most females can be more vicious than males. So this was definitely concerning. But yeah, it was still disappointing to me that whatever he calls himself out there was survived. But I might it might be a good thing in the long run if his sister was next in line.
Well, if he, he's very obese, smokes 4 packs of cigarettes a day, and getting heart stents at the age of 36 in the North Korean healthcare system. So he probably isn't going to live all that long if he does survive this. Whereas she may be in there for many, many years. That is, if the military don't jump in there first, because that's the thing they're worried about is the mass of refugees going into China and South Korea if there's a civil war, and you still got like a 1.5 million man army you got to worry about that the United States and South Korea may have to deal with. So it might actually be, especially with all this crap happening here now, it might be a good thing that he did survive if he did.
Yeah, it's pretty rare for a woman to take a major leadership role in those kind of cultures as well, especially North Korea. So it's very potential for somebody to try to bump her out because she's a woman.
I don't really have an opinion.
I got a kind of a reloading question for you guys. Do any of you guys have bullet traps?
No.
Nobody.
No, but they're pretty easy to make. All you need is a 5-gallon bucket and a bunch of sand.
Well, how does it work when you shoot? When you're shooting a target, how does it end up in the bucket? Like, how does it all work?
You tape the target on front of the bucket.
Oh, so you're shooting into the bucket?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that it was like something like some type of background in the spent whatever ammunition would hit that and fall down. I've never seen one, so I've only heard people talk about it.
Oh, I never seen one either, but basically all it is piece of steel at 45-degree angle. So when you shoot, and it's wrapped all the way around, so it catches all the shrapnel. And AR 500 or even semi-hardened steel, especially for the pistol caliber, all you need is a 45. It'll deflect it straight down, or it'll disintegrate. I mean, they sell them locally here for like 22. So the principle is the same. It's just gotta be beefier for bigger rounds.
Kyle's got a pretty cool one. It's basically you got a cylinder at the bottom, then a piece of like a 4-inch pipe coming up with a slit in it, and then you got angle iron coming out this way and this way to frame for the target. And you hit the target, the bullet goes into the pipe and swirls around to the bottom, and it's collected in a cast iron skillet at the bottom, or whatever kind of collecting utensil you decide to put down there.
Now that sounds pretty trick. I mean, that sounds like something you can possibly even set up on 2 casters where you can lean it over and move it around wherever you want to put it or whatnot. That sounds pretty trick.
Yeah, but it's heavy as a day is long, and it'd be really expensive to make, particularly because at least the parts that come out like this, the curtain, let's call it, that's got to be 500 AR 500 steel, or you're going to be shooting right through it with anything of any substantial load going there. It works great for pistol. 223 maybe. But Kyle's listening. He'll chime in here in a few minutes. Somebody poked holes in his, so he's got to get it reworked.
Well, I know for a fact that just a mild 1/2-inch steel, regular, good 308 will zip right through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 308 will. Kyle says it's pistol grade, but it's pretty cool, except for carrying it from the truck to where you're going to set it up at. If you can back the truck up on your range and just set it on the tailgate and take off real fast and it'll tumble out, that's cool. But if you got to carry that sucker very far, you better eat your Wheaties, man. I'm telling you.
Pistol traps, I mean, once you got them set in place, that's where they stay.
Yep. Yeah, I'm about to build a freaking USPSA stage on my range. Brought a bunch of stuff left over from the job, so I'm like, we gotta call the buddy of mine. I'm like, we gotta build something here because God knows when we're gonna have a next match. We gotta build a couple of walls, set something up so we can run around like crazy.
Hey, speaking of building something, you put out a video here about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, where you were in a house that you were building and talking about, like thinking about, safe zones or whatever.
Yep.
Now, when I bought this house, there was a shit ton of ceramic tile, 16 by 16 inch ceramic tile. And like if you had a shower where you had the tile on each side of the wall, you think that'd be enough to stop?
No. It'll go right through it. Even a pistol round ain't gonna stop it.
Two ceramic plates?
Yeah, it won't do. Maybe 22 at the most. It won't stop. I doubt it'll stop 9mm. But you gave me a good idea on the video now.
Well, I mean, you actually did the video about a year and a half ago posing the question, so.
Yeah, I mean, it might slow it down, deflect it, but I'm pretty sure it'll go through it because it's just a tile and cement board, or might not even be cement board underneath it. It's nothing really ballistic, resistant or
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, you can easily stick easiest way probably is just fill up the void between the studs with the sand.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly what
probably-
I was going to say.
3.5 inches of sand. I don't know. It'll stop pistol rounds, or just get a half-inch piece of steel and stick it in 2-3 places right inside the wall. You're done.
Yeah.
They'll give you good protection for just about anything.
One of the designs that I've seen on the prepper sites, they fill the space between the inside of the drywall in the house with limestone. And that basically, if anybody's shooting into the house from the outside, but of course they got to make it, a lot thicker, at least 6 inches to 8 inches thick. And they just fill this empty space with limestone.
It's got to be a lot bigger though, or just build a house out of bricks.
Yeah.
The concrete board that you use, I do drywall, so I hang concrete board all the time. That's nothing. It's heavier than it is durable. That's for sure. You could poke right through that stuff with.
Oh
No,
yeah.
I worked at a couple lumber yards at college. I know that stuff it sucks to load up because it breaks pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to move it without dropping it, so you got a lot of waste on your hands. But yeah, you can take a AK-47 and a cinder block and just bust it all to pieces. No problem at all.
Well, yeah. The whole idea is it takes us several rounds, so first one doesn't just zip through it. So if you have a center block, but not the hollow one, but a solid one, it's gonna be a lot harder. Plus, it's not gonna. If you just got one, it'll crack. But when you got them stacked up and you got a wall, so it gives you semi better protection. And if you really need more protection than that, then you should think about moving.
Oh, I was just asking if you thought about the follow up to that video you made a long time ago. Because like I said, I have a shit ton of tile, and I was like, oh, maybe I should make a video with it. But
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What I gotta do next remodeling project when I do, a lot of times we do bathrooms. I gotta save one of the old tubs and just see how much protection that gives you, because all the movies, they always jump
Lethal
in the
Weapon
tub.
2.
Yeah. Problem is, back then they were all cast iron. Nowadays everything is, rarely you will cast iron. Everything's acrylic, which is nicer because it's so much easier to work with.
Well, the house my parents are currently in, we actually moved this 2-story house over, and Dad remodeled it. I mean, when it was still up on the stilts, he's replacing the 2x12s underneath and everything. But it had a couple of cast iron tubs in there, and he always put it in there because I think it's probably because of Lethal Weapon 2, because that came out around that time. Like, well, we'll be safe if somebody plants a bomb on the toilet.
No, the problem is every time we do it, it's not that easy to get the top out of the bathroom. Most of the time, we get a sledgehammer and we bust it right in there, because when you build a house, you basically set the tops in before you sheetrock, so you can get it in there. Once it's all sheetrock, it's a nightmare to get it out. Hey, Mario Mosin. So yeah, that next one I'm gonna do, even if I just save a piece and I'll see what will go through it. I mean, it'll definitely stop pistol rounds. I'm pretty sure about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you can have those refinished, can't you? I have the porcelain replaced on them. The cast iron tubs.
Yeah.
So
Dad put one of them in the house. I think one of them stood on legs. I think Mom put it out in the yard and planted flowers in it. But
If you can get a hold of those cast iron, those things are in demand. A lot of people are building cabins and stuff like that, want to go retro. Oh, they're paying big money for them, or good money.
Yeah, because it's a solid construction and it's fairly easy to refinish them. You put another coat on it, and you get another 20 years out of it.
Well, and even people with just like a stupid amount of money. when I was a kid, my grandmother had this old Eagle Claw bathtub, and that's what I want now. But I want jacuzzi jets in it.
Yep.
Damn
And
hipsters.
there goes the integrity of your cast iron skillet, because you got to take a hole saw or whatever and try to cut through that cast iron. You're gonna be there for a while, and that ain't
Yep.
going to be
Yep. That's not a fun job. Yeah, last job I was mad at the plumber because they hooked up the jacuzzi and never freaking tested the damn thing, and we all freaking down, and the jacuzzi doesn't work. We tried GFIs, all that, nothing, and most of the jacuzzis, the switch itself, it's not a switch. It's a pneumatic switch. So basically, there's a little hose that goes to it, and you can blow in it, and that activates the switch. So that's how it works. It's like a little bubble. And as they were setting it up, that little hose got kinked. I'm like, son of a. Thankfully, I was able to do it from the outside, take some of the siding down, open up the wall, get to it, fix it. I was mad as hell. I spent all day fucking around with that shit. Long story short, plumber wanted some charge me for some extras. I pretty much told him he lost it. So yeah, make sure you test everything before you close the goddamn walls.
Yeah.
Well,
Chris, yeah.
Chris 338 saying, cast iron tub ain't stopping crap. Maybe 22.
Huh.
And come to think of it, what's his name? There's a dude that does testing how many cast iron skillets a certain round to go through. What's this guy? He's
Who? Is that who?
Hey, no spoilers. No spoilers. So I actually have a video idea that I'm going to be doing with cast iron here eventually, once I can get out.
Oh, and you can sneak the tub out of the yard that currently has flowers in them.
No, I just need a 3/4 inch of cast iron is what I want to test something against.
Well, I know it like engine block won't stop a rifle round. It'll go through it. I mean, you got gears and whatnot, so maybe that'll help. But even if you watch like all the tactical training, you can't really hide behind the engine. They say hide behind the wheels. That's where the most protection is. But the engine itself, especially bigger rounds, all the videos I've seen, shit goes right through it. So I know that not gonna stop a rifle round, but I would think at least a pistol, it would stop it. Mario Mosen, he doesn't like how much I talk with my hands. Here.
Oh, we've had a bunch of great people join us out there. Gun Loving Grandpa, Keith Gregory, Jesse B. Outdoors, the one, the only Battle Bean himself, Mario Mosen, Chris 338, Kyle Lusk out there. I'm not sure if he's back yet or not. Edward Petty, V Borg. The list goes on and on here. Captain Stark, Richard White. Let's see. Single shot was out there. NEPA Gun Talk. Already mentioned Warsaw, but yeah, we've had a lot of the bearded CB82. I don't know. He said he jumped away to deal with some copyright stuff. I don't know what he's having to deal with there. Yeah, the YouTube's definitely. I posted up just another 2-shot video today, and the girlfriend is sitting there with me, and I actually just did it on my phone, and I'm like, yeah, now that I uploaded the video, now I have to go in and say, oh, this is not for kids, and only people 18 and older can view it. And she's like, why do you have to do all that now? I've never seen you do that.
Kappa.
And I'm like, yeah, it's a new thing, and YouTube is all over it for Kappa. And she goes, well, what about the videos with the boys on it shooting? And I'm like, oh, I didn't think about those. I've got a number of videos with my minor kids, and you know, when I was out training them and shooting with them. And I'm like, I didn't even think about that, you know, but that's the type of thing that YouTube will go after, you know, 3-4 years after the fact.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't nailed my video where I had my daughter doing the pull-ups in the intro. She was in kindergarten at the time, and she was doing pull-ups on the monkey bars. But I'm surprised they haven't nailed that, because that's actually one of my most watched videos in the last year.
Yeah, well, I lost 30 pounds, so I can actually do 1 or 2 pull-ups now. I'll be right back.
You know, because that's one thing. That's one of the reasons my kids won't probably be in any more videos is because of that COPPA.
Yeah, that it's okay. I understand the purpose, but just like normal, they take the purpose and blow it completely out of proportion and everything else. I'm literally sitting there uploading the video, and the 2 minor sons are all watching TikTok videos and stuff, and it's some of the most raunchiest crap I've seen on the internet, minus porn. It's just the language is over the top, the context is ridiculous. I'm like, where's the COPPA in this? You know, why are they allowed to do it here but nowhere there yet?
Well, Google got caught red-handed taking information from minors. That's why they passed COPPA. So YouTube, it's kind of a finger to the creators, even though it was their fault and they got caught. You know, they kind of put the bad stuff on the creators and just gave the double finger to the creators, because it's because of Google in the first place the law got passed. Whereas TikTok is just Chinese spyware.
Google collaborated with CNN and removed the clip out of their archive where that woman called in and said Joe Biden sexually assaulted her daughter. So they removed it. But it's still all over the internet because, you know, Google obviously doesn't understand how the internet works.
Yeah, thank God for screenshots and uploads.
Well, I think Google needs to talk to Al Gore.
Yeah. Get it back to the man that invented the internet.
Absolutely.
This is serious.
I'm glad somebody gets my weak humor.
Hey,
That's why me and Daniel hang out so much.
hey, Jamie, I would
Yeah.
tell Alan a COVID-19 joke right now, but he won't get it.
Go for
That's
Try me.
the joke.
You won't get it.
I didn't get it. Cheers.
Yeah, you won't get it. Yep, I won't get it. I might have had it.
I'll just sing it to the tune of Hangar 18 by Megadeth, and it's all good. COVID-19.
The good news is whether you had it or not, the government's going to say you did.
Yep.
Yeah, you get hit by a train right now, you're a COVID-19 death.
Nobody dies of a heart attack or anything else now. Everybody dies from COVID-19.
What kills me is this, you know,
COVID.
Well done.
ouch. So anyway, people die, obviously. All right, they get hit by a train. They get killed in a car wreck. Somebody shoots them through the brain with a, high-power rifle, and they have to do an autopsy to figure out what killed them. Really? It looks pretty obvious to me.
Fall off a 2,000-foot cliff. Huh, I wonder what he died of.
Yeah, let's do an autopsy.
Yeah, I get killed by a busted steam pipe at work. It'll be COVID.
That's what I think is kind of funny. The homeless guy they pick up off the street that's dead, they do an autopsy on, but a Supreme Court justice dies and they don't do an autopsy on it.
Yeah, I always thought that was kind of bullshit. They didn't run it on Scalia.
Yeah, well, it was more than likely done. It just wasn't reported.
Hey, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here, so I'm going to go ahead and just talk about this a little bit. I put a video out earlier this week. I wanted to make sure I kind of wanted to have Pop's Quest blessing on this because he usually always does it as a matter of celebration, and I'm kind of doing it as a matter of protest against the rights that are being infringed upon us, as well as Facebook's and YouTube's censorship. They're going to kick off anything that's against the WHO and CDC. Especially when you had Facebook unpublishing Mr. Gunzinger this week for live streaming a Reopen North Carolina rally. So I'm asking for
What the hell was that?
me.
Well, maybe.
Okay, continue.
There we go.
There it
I'm
is.
back. I'm asking for an extra Let Freedom Ring this year because kind of the same rules, but drop it on May 1st, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. Schedule it to drop there. Just make a shooting video, enjoying your Second Amendment rights. It's turkey season in many places. If you want to make a hunting video, that'd be great. But just put in the title, Let Freedom Ring SST, SST standing for Sic Semper Tyrannis. And, if somebody just has an Instagram account, put a picture and put that up, Let Freedom Ring SST, because Facebook owns Instagram. That's kind of just my own little protest against YouTube and Facebook. So just, if you had some shooting footage this week, drop it next Friday.
Yeah, that's what's the date on next Friday?
May 1st.
You know what?
Kind of a middle finger to the commie holiday.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was a big commie holiday. We used to march in the streets. It was a big parade every freaking year.
You used to hang out in the square, huh?
No, but like a whole marching thing, right? It was a whole from school, from whatever. Like I was, we didn't have a scouts. We had. It was called. We were pioneers. That's what it was. We used to wear a freaking red scarf around the necks and shit, had a uniform. So we would march dressed up like that.
Was there at the end of the parade route? Was there a little tiny shack with smoke that was coming out? Smelled a little funny.
No.
Oh, okay, that's good.
No,
Yeah, the first 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. Just schedule it to drop there. I think that's the same time we usually do every July 4th. But yeah, just schedule it for May 1st, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, and just simply put in the title hashtag Let Freedom Ring SST.
And hashtag, if you make it under 1 minute, you can post it on Instagram and YouTube as well.
Yes.
So yeah, I already told my kid he's got to come up with a similar video like we did with a tactical operator. He's got to do something. He's got to use his skills.
Yeah, I don't think I'll go full LARP on that. But yeah, I'll probably get to something. How many of y'all have, other than Daniel? Daniel just can open his window and shoot. But how many of y'all have access to places you can shoot?
I can, like I said, Missouri doesn't really enforce this, so all the state shooting ranges are all open. I would like to go over to Kansas and do mine, just the middle finger to Laura Kelly, but I'm not sure I'm going to have enough time to do that. And also it'd probably screw up my turkey hunting that I have over there too. So I'll probably just end up doing it at the state range that I usually go to, that I went to the last year or so.
Well, I shot my first turkey the other day. Scared everybody in the frozen food section.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep telling me that all you need is gloves and a mask to go anywhere, but come to find out, everybody else is dressed. They didn't like me very much.
I'm just curious, how many more gas stations are gonna get robbed now with everybody wearing a mask?
Well, it's like I'm kind of on libertarian Twitter, and there's this gal in there called Libertarian Redhead, and she goes, "Well, the masks now, you can go into Walmart, wear your mask, buy your burner phone with wear your mask and glove, buy your burner phone with cash, and the cameras won't know who you are, no fingerprints. Now's the time to buy your burner phones."
It's a gangster world, man.
Who would have thought you could walk in, carry and conceal with a mask on in the bank and take care of your business?
I was thinking because New York technically, there is no law against open carry. I was gonna put a fucking mask on, walk in the store with a big ass 1911 strapped to my side.
You need a single shot. You need a single action revolver to really pull off the look.
There you go. No, I'll just wear my shemag or whatever it's called, that tactical scarf. I'll wear that, and I'll wear this hat right here, so they take me seriously.
Wouldn't it be fantastic if a bunch of people dressed up as like Western movie cowboys with spurs and everything on, and walked in with like a big lamette on their side?
I know Spurs, man. People dressing up like cowboys and Spurs, man. You're getting into Allen's territory there.
Yeah. Those guys walk around with mare legs strapped to their side.
Yeah. Walk down Main Street like that. Get about 3 or 4 of you. Get somebody else coming across, across the street coming at you, and you just stand there and stare at each other from 20 yards.
Bet they had load out some blanks. have a duel.
Do it where you got a town clock where it strikes noon.
You got to have one of your friends do the noise. I can't do it.
Hey, Mario likes it. He can't look like a bandito and not to get pulled over. Oh, Mario, you look like a bandito no matter what.
Yeah, all he needs is the double mandoliers and the big giant hat with the dingleberries.
I just want to ask Mario, where's his badge? I want to see his badge.
He's got a badge?
We don't need
Junior,
no stinking
junior
badges.
sheriff.
No, we don't need no stinking badges. That was a good badge.
You're talking about like the junior sheriff that they give little kids on Halloween or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do over here. I was trying to become a constable in my town, because the constables are considered the peace officers, so they're considered law enforcement. So then basically that whole SAFE Act crap doesn't apply to me. And it's a part-time gig. And I know the town needs a couple new constables, but they don't have the money to pay for the training. But Dutchess County Sheriff is a cool guy, and he actually said I can train with his guys. So it only cost me about $2,000. And then this whole crap came with the virus, so everything got shut down. I was supposed to do it a month ago.
Oh my!
And hey, Glock Blue Label prices.
Not only that, but then I can carry in the whole United States. I don't have to worry about the freaking. I can carry everywhere except the federal buildings. I don't have to worry about reciprocity laws and all that bullshit.
Val with a badge.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if that could be a good thing or just plain old scary.
Why?
It depends if Val likes you or not.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Comrade Commissar.
Well, then you're perfect. Then you're perfect for constable.
There you go.
You're just, I mean, yeah, you don't give it. You just go around serving people all the day. That's your name. All right, you've been served.
No, it's a part-time gig. I mean, you stand at a court once a week maybe, and when there's like some celebration or elections, and then you're over there. Like, it's really
bachelorette parties.
Yeah, there you go. I'll make some extra money.
Yeah, I just stop and think of how much crap I've given you in the last 3 years. I'd be in trouble. I couldn't even start being nice because it would just boom, you just hurt me more. That's it.
No, the guy that's in charge is afraid I'm gonna steal his job, because he's a lot older. I'm like, dude, I just want a stupid badge. I don't care how many hours I work. Okay, I don't care if I work 1 hour whole freaking entire year. And I'm self-employed, so I can make myself available pretty much anytime you need me. But now this whole crap happened. I'll see how that's gonna pan out. Because I still need a town supervisor to sign off on it. But the new town supervisor we got he's a diehard Republican, real good guy. So I don't think that's an issue because there's no cost to town. I'll pay for my own training, and town's gonna get another constable without paying for it. What the hell?
Did they have to call you Comrade Commissar?
No.
So Black Cat Outdoors, it's not 420 anymore, man. Y'all gotta explain to me what's the correlation. I don't get the 420 thing. Smoking dope.
And
Okay,
the
so
last classes were usually over at 4 in colleges, and they would by the time they all met, it would be 20 after 4, so it'd be the 420 meeting.
there's a couple of different schools of thought on that. One, being born and raised in Southern California, being in possession of marijuana was a violation of state statute 420. Also, what it actually boils down to is when a lot of research was done, there was, compared to THC to toxins, you had 4 parts to 20. And this is really where the number comes from. So you had 4 parts THC, 4 parts 20 toxin. But I mean, yeah, hippies celebrate 420 every year, and this year it was 420 all month. So it's probably a good thing a lot of people were just kept at home.
Well,
They didn't want to go anywhere anyway.
I would like to think if they were part of the reason they were doing that is because they were at home and didn't have nothing else to do. I'd like to think if they had jobs to go to, they wouldn't be doing that at work. But what do I know? I'm an old man now, so. But what can I tell you, man? I grew up in the 70s. If I had every bit of money I spent on that stuff back, I could retire. Let's put it that way. I saw an interview with this golfer one time, and I would call his name, but y'all would probably know who he was. But they said, in your career, you won over $10 million in prize money. What'd you do with all that money? He said, well, 90% of it I spent on wine, whiskey, and women. And he said, well, what'd you do with the other 10%? He said, oh, hell, I just blew that.
I can honestly say I never really did any drugs in my life. I mean, I drank, that's about it. I used to smoke. I quit smoking when my daughter was 1 year old. She came out on the front porch and with a cigarette because she wants to have a cigarette with daddy. Called the doctor, got the Chantix prescription. 8 weeks later, I never touched it again. She's 15 now.
Mario, my wife told me today that my hair now is starting to look like our graduation pictures. You know that nice picture they take. You go all the way through school and you have these picture days and they're all kind of cheesy, and then you get to your graduation picture and they're a little bit nicer. My wife hunted ours down the other day, and yeah, I had hair back then. I mean,
you had hair? Hey, Alan, can you put me on on the full screen. Hold on, I gotta find the picture.
I had it was on my shoulders, so it ain't near like it was in the 70s. And no, Mario, I did not have a mullet.
Ah, crap. I lost the picture. Shoot. Never mind. I gotta find it.
No afro either, Mario. But my friends did. I had several friends that had afros. Go ahead, Daniel. I'm sorry.
Come on.
My graduation picture was in 1980. Can y'all believe that's 40 freaking years ago?
1980.
I've been out of high school.
Well, all right. So you start talking about hair and older pictures, and I'm gonna have to, while Bald and Curious digs his up, I've got one that I can share here. And this is out in the wild just a couple of years ago. Yeah, I never had any hair. My head has always been kind of bald and so forth. But yeah, it's there. It's out on the internet, and the whole Rico Suave thing. I've been told at work that I need to make a Chippendales calendar and make that the cover. But
Well, I heard that's the photo that you use on your Janice Gay site there that you got now.
I don't know. It kind of looks like the Donald Trump come over.
it was a little bit of a flip, but number of years ago, what I used to do was grow my hair out and cut it and donate it to Locks of Love. And if you don't know what Locks of Love is, they originally started making wigs for child cancer patients. And so that's what I did. That's just one of the things that I did. I didn't have, I was raising my kids and didn't really have that much in the way of money. I was working all the time. So I would grow my hair out and donate it. And I even had a couple of different pictures and letters from kids that received hair from me that went into their wigs. So it wasn't just because I was a hippie.
Yeah, I remember Locks of Love was a big deal back in the 80s or 90s. Whenever it was. But yeah, man, that was big time.
All right. I found it.
Oh, really? Let's see this.
Damn.
Look at that unibrow. I mean,
Yeah, so that was like, I was like 22.
man, they had cameras back then.
This was actually taken at the model agency.
What? You were a model.
No, I wasn't. I was trying to be. I was trying to be, and life happened. So, and then I got married and lost all the hair. Now I have like, this is the most hair I had in freaking years. Because all the barbershops are closed.
Why do you even go to a barbershop? I just got my own clippers and I just buzz it off once a month.
Yeah, of course. Why would you let somebody else make money? Just do it all yourself,
Well, I use
That's-
that money. I can buy more stuff like Bullet.
Yeah, but that don't work like that. I mean, it's like, oh, why would I hire a contractor? I can do it myself, right?
Well, on
It's the
some
same
jobs,
shit.
some jobs you can do yourself. Other jobs, you got to hire the contractor. But the last time I went in and paid somebody for a haircut, she wanted to charge me full price, and I only had half the hair that I used to, and that's it. I was done. 30 years ago.
Hey, listen, it's $15. I give them $5 tip every 2 weeks. Now I haven't had a haircut in a month. So I told my wife we're just gonna get my beard trimmer and she's gonna freaking cut my hair.
Are you going to pay her the money to cut your hair? Give her the $15 and a $5 tip?
She gets all the money. I gotta ask her for $20 to go get a haircut.
I understand that fully.
Yeah. One Mr. Black Cat Outdoors RL. Yeah, I just received this email from him, and he sent me a pic of him in his 20s as well. And I got a question. Why are your eyes glowing so bad? I just don't get it.
No, them eyes ain't glowing. They're bleeding, man.
Oh, remember, I mean, seeing that there and then with the dog, I was just wondering, is that, remember the old Cheech and Chong following the Labrador around for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Flipping dog ate my stash, man.
That was funny stuff, though, man. Back in the day, that was unheard of.
Oh, that was hilarious.
And,
Well, yeah, they try to make stoner movies now, and they're definitely not the same. So many of the movies that they used to be able to make, you just can't make anymore. Daniel, you made the reference earlier to Blazing Saddles. Good gracious, if they made that movie today, it would never see theaters.
Oh, how about Eddie Murphy? I mean, Eddie Murphy on tour. I mean, Sam Kinison.
I don't know. Dave Chappelle's pretty good about not caring.
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. I mean, that there is the number one.
Couple modern ones who don't care what people think or don't care about backlash, or Dave Chappelle, Daniel Tosh. He's pretty good about that too. So there are some out there who aren't quote unquote woke.
Oh, who was that one comedian that did Little Miss Tuffet sat on her muffin?
Andrew Dice Clay.
Andrew Dice Clay. I mean, that was probably one of the last ones. And then I grew up and had to get a job.
I don't know what it is. Is it text pictures in day here on Just Domestic or what? There is a picture of the bearded CB with the smallest beard I've ever seen on the man.
He was probably 16.
Look at that beautiful ocean, though, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, don't show the picture I sent you, Alan. That's not politically correct.
No, not at all. Not at all. Jan will appreciate it though.
Okay, you want to see one of my kid pictures?
When you were a kid, there were
Is
no
it on a
cameras.
stone tablet? Did somebody have to carve it with a chisel?
I don't know. You decide. I'm going to show you one of my kid pictures.
I can't see it. You got to put him on the full screen.
That is definitely a picture of the kid. That's a picture of a kid, all right.
Okay. You're the father. That's what you're saying.
No, baby goats are called kids. Oh, fun.
What do you do with those goats? They just pets?
They're the wife's pets.
Okay.
She sold two of the boys, the two of them that we got down there. She's getting like $275 for the two of them here in a few weeks.
I got actually another baby chick hatching right now in the incubator, but it takes like up to 6 hours. And even the little duck, like she got out, she was all wet, but she like lay there, looked like she's freaking dead, barely moving, you know. And you have to keep her there till she's all dried up. And she was so cute. She was running around over here. Now she's like almost 2 weeks, so wife put her in the garage.
All right.
Another couple of weeks, and she'll be with the rest of them.
There you go. There I am as a kid.
No way.
No, they didn't have big wheels back then.
Yeah, no way. That's not you.
They had big wheels back then.
Yeah, but no plastic. Back then, everything was freaking steel.
We was in America back then. We had plastic.
Well, America sure went a long way. And I keep saying that, and people don't freaking understand it, because I came here in '94. I was 20 years old, and basically until I was 16, I live under communism. So I got a good sense of what it feels like. And I came here, it was a completely different world, and now I'm looking where we are now. I feel like I traveled back in time.
Yeah, very, very Flintstone-like.
Yeah, he still has a car like that with no floor. He just uses his feet. And apparently he's got no internet either.
Or he's moving again.
Yeah, so people need to really, really wake up and do something, take this country back, because,
I'm not sure where it was at, but they're starting to get some people with the roof Korean mentality where they're opening up a salon, and there were a couple people outside with basically guarding it from police coming in and shutting her down. I forgot where that was at, though.
I mean, all for it. I mean, there's no, there's what right does the governor have to tell business they need to shut down? Okay,
None.
I mean, how can that's a fundamental right. If he wants to stay open and I want to go get a haircut, I don't care if there's a freaking cholera outbreak over there. It's my goddamn right. If I want to die while getting a haircut, so it's my freaking problem. We had this reporter. She actually questioned him about all this stuff a couple of days ago, and he said, "Well, you have a responsibility to me as another human being, not to get me sick and all that." I was like, "What does that have to do with anything? Like, where's your responsibility towards me? You're supposed to be my governor, not my dictator. You're supposed to lead the state, not freaking,
Yeah, and that's essentially, I mean, the majority is they've just barked orders. All right, so this is what we're going to require everybody to do. And that's that. Oh, wait a minute. If you're essential, here's your piece of paper. That way when you get pulled over, just show them this piece of paper, and the Gestapo will let you pass.
And I said it a million times before. If you're relying on the cops obeying by the Constitution, you're in a big fucking surprise, because cops are nothing but the employees. The employees, sheriff, maybe, on the other hand, that's something different, because sheriff's elected, so, okay, he can instruct his deputies a little differently. That's a different story. But state police, regular police, fuck no, it's a job. And I heard it straight from the horse's mouth. A couple of the cops I talked to, and everybody said, you know what? When the shit comes to shove, it's my family, it's my pension, it's all that. I'll do whatever I have to do. That's why you got all these people getting arrested, because they go to park, to this and that, and all these other liberals like, oh, why can't you just stay home? Why? It's the law. It's not the fucking law. We have a supreme law of the land. End of story. That's the only fucking law that matters.
Yeah, the CDC is making suggestions. And so those suggestions should not be determined to be required law. Should not be, oh, well, stay at home orders. Sorry, but there's laws in this country that say that if you're contagious, and then you're going to have to be proven in court to be contagious, and then they can force quarantine on you. But they can't just force quarantine on the mass. And so luckily my state, they haven't pushed too much, but I would have been doing the same thing that I do anyway. except inside the waistband would then go to outside the waistband. And it depends upon if shit hits the fan, then the plate carrier comes on. But other than that, I'm not going to be changing my daily routine. I'm walking down the street with the 10 millimeter on my side and a pit bull on a leash. You think law enforcement drives by and waves at me and smiles. It just keeps going. They don't bother me. I'm not out there wearing a mask. I put a mask on this, I'd look like a freaking chick in a bikini in the 70s. It's just not going to work.
I mean, I can understand, you test positive, whatever. So, okay, you should stay home. I mean, people that like, I'm not agreeing with it, but like in Kentucky, when a judge puts the ankle monitors on the people because they tested positive and they went out shopping or whatever. So yes, I mean, if you test positive and whatnot and you go out, you should, but you can't just throw an ankle monitor on him without due process and whatnot. You can punish him somehow for giving fine or whatever for leaving the house. If he actually goes out and knows he's contagious, but I mean, civil liberties, they go out the window.
The thing that scares me is that this country no longer cares what the Constitution says. It goes by case law, so whatever bad precedents get set get used in the future. And I mean, already seen it, in my adult lifetime with the Patriot Act. I mean, suspension of the Fourth Amendment rights became permitted under the Patriot Act. And what scares me is what's going to come out of all this. I mean, you've already seen the First Amendment, right to assemble, your right to religion. You have some jurisdictions going after Second Amendment, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth Amendment rights going away, Ninth Amendment being stomped on. I mean, I hate seeing what's they're going to try to make permanent out of this.
And people that don't care about that, they all state employees. They still getting paid. They got their checks. They either work for the government or they teachers or something like that. So all these people, they say, no, we should stay home. Absolutely, all that. Yeah, how can you even think about? Meantime, you don't use your own brain. Like numbers don't add up.
Well, those state employees are going to start feeling the pinch here once tax revenues go down, because those elected officials aren't going to take a cut. So,
well, it's already happening here because my wife works for the school. She's a teacher's aide. Now she doesn't make a whole lot of freaking money, but we do get the benefits. But now governor already slashed the budget 20%. So now they gotta lay somebody off. And for some reason, which I don't understand, is why wouldn't you take a pay cut? If you're a teacher, okay, you got the whole union and whatnot, why not take a pay cut? I mean, you're sitting home. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to drive, buy lunch, whatever. No gas, no wear and tear on the car, no clothes. You're doing most of your work from the computer in the home. Why can't you take a 20% pay cut? I mean, you're not really losing anything. You're still left with the same amount of money. Instead of you're going to keep your money and somebody else going to lose a job. What's up, Bina?
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Booker?
The Battle Bean himself. How the hell are you, Mario?
Everybody?
He just couldn't resist that sexy picture of mine.
Oh yeah, man, I saw that, dude. That was scary, bro.
No, he's here for the Jan picture.
Huh?
You're here for the Jan picture.
Oh yeah, indeed. What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing, man?
Very good.
Man.
Doing good.
King, are you?
Well, I mean, people right now are going, okay, well, here's my rights. Go ahead, you take it, you drink it. Just maybe give me back my empty glass. It's okay.
Yeah. Well,
but if you don't give it back to me, I understand. You can just keep all my rights. It's fine.
It's usually in the comments on these things. It's usually some boomer cat lady, some stay-at-home mother, or somebody who's at home getting a paycheck right now, and it's like you're not seeing the forest from the trees. I mean, we're in an economic depression right now, and that's got to sink in. I mean, I don't know if you follow Thomas Massey. That's if none of you are doing that, you need to be following Thomas Massey, because he's he's warning of the food shortage that's coming. And usually when he warns about something, he's right. I mean, he warned us about a lot of the gun stuff that happens in DC before it comes out. If you follow him, you know about it before it actually happens. But he actually has his own farm and everything, and he's warning about, because a lot of these meat lockers are shutting down, and of course, crops are getting plowed under. People are having to kill animals because they don't have any place to sell them. So, I mean, right now, actually, it's a message you need to get out right now, so people who can actually grow gardens or raise rabbits or raise chickens or something. But I mean, if you don't get this thing started up pretty soon, it may be a pretty shitty winter.
It's gonna be real crappy. My kid works in a grocery store, and you can see it. I mean, there's already shortage of meat.
Thomas Massie was given a real hard time by the press and all the rats in Washington when he stepped up against the bill, the stimulus bills. And, we got to have an in-person vote. And then the very next day after they passed it, people like Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer all came out and started talking about how bad the bill was, when the very day before they were talking about how Thomas Massie doesn't care about people and he wants to see people die and get sick. So he had the courage to stand up and say, this is bad news, we shouldn't do it. And then 2 or 3 days later, when it was already done, all the fake tough guys in Washington stepped up and said, oh, I can't believe we did this.
What I couldn't believe is Trump put out a tweet and Trump's I know a lot of you guys like him. Trump's an idiot. He put out a tweet talking about how Thomas Massie was bad for the Second Amendment. That guy is the biggest fighter for the Second Amendment in D.C. I mean, he's the one that warned you about when all the bullshit happens. So, I mean, when you're pissing off everybody, you're probably doing a good thing.
Yeah, the least liked politician in Washington is probably the best for the people.
What the hell is that?
My roommate's working on something upstairs, and he decided to wait till 8:30 to start.
Sounds like one of those old dot matrix. Sounds like one of those old dot matrix printers.
No, that looks like a screw gun. That's exactly what it sounds like.
I actually thought it was just the pin resetter at the end of the bowling lane. There was something wrong with the pin resetter, but yeah.
It was my full auto 1911. I was shooting out the back window.
Well, that really sounded like a what's called a Gatling gun.
Burt from an A10.
No, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds a little different. A little more thump into it. But you guys are right, man. And I think even here where I'm at, like our fabulous hair governor thinks that, he can fucking keep this thing shut down to the end of the year. There's not going to be a freaking state you do that, man.
There's gonna be no country if you keep it up like that. It's just gonna be.
You just can't do it.
We're gonna turn into Venezuela.
I mean, how many small businesses are gonna be bankrupt by the time all this stuff is done, man? Yep. Nobody's done. I mean, this could be worse than the fucking Great Depression by the time this shit is all done.
Well, the economy is predicted to contract by 40% in the second quarter, and it never did more than 25 in the Great Depression. So it's not a good sign. And oil collapsing this week was a bad sign.
Yeah, that thing was really, dude. I haven't seen oil prices this low since freaking the 2000s, bro.
Yeah, somehow in New York the gas is still $2.50.
You're an idiot.
Well, and that's one thing that I didn't understand, because gasoline here was hovering right between 138 and 140. And then the report comes out that oil prices actually went into the negative.
They did.
And gas went up to 220. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. They're giving away barrels of freaking oil, but yet gas prices are going up. Is it because, there's nobody to work refineries because everybody's got the blue flu? Or
no, it's storage. It's storage. There's no place to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's using it. There's no place to put it. So,
yeah,
you can't really buy it, and that's the problem. Like if you had a tank where you could store crude oil, yeah, you can make a killing right now. But and there's these companies have the stuff offshore. I mean, they're paying like $100,000 a day in storage, and they're paying it because the oil's so cheap, and might as well buy it while it's cheap. Now it's going to go up. It's going to go up because there's I think there's an agreement with Saudi Arabia and Russia to cut production by 10 million barrels a day by the end of May. But I mean, still, if nobody's using it,
the demand has dropped way far. And so, yeah, I was expecting prices are going to drop too. Supply is going to be off the charts for a while, and then it's going to having to be cut back. And so eventually when we do restart, it's going to be madhouse.
And I think honestly that the guys that are going to be hurting the most out of all of this is the trucking industry, because they there's so much diesel that needs to be produced once you get, because I think there's a lot of trucks that are being used, but not everything is being utilized right now. Especially a lot of the cities and a lot of these big construction companies, they're having to shut down a lot of their production because a lot of their people got sick or whatever the case may be.
It'd be really nice. It would be really nice. These refineries would, they always have to go into outage, which I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Get those outages done now.
Well, a lot, because see, we actually, believe it or not, where I'm at, we produce a lot of oil, and right now, what the refineries are doing is that they're doing all their maintenance production. They're doing all their maintenance and getting all their stuff ready, so when it does kick back on, that they don't have to worry about all those other stuff. So, but yeah, it affects the guys here because like our city is depending. We're all agriculture or petroleum based products. That's all we do here. So it's like, one's doing okay, but the other one's not so good. So it sucks when you see my next door neighbor who's a supervisor at one of the contractors, and this guy's never been laid off in the 15 years that he worked there. Now he's laid off. It's like, wow, that's crazy.
One industry that's been going nonstop. Mario brought up the trucking industry, and that's it. Those guys are still hauling everything they can. They're running, if anything, overtime. And if you'll look when you go buy gas, you can get gas for I think it's $1.39 here a gallon for regular gasoline, but the diesel is still $2.50, $2.59, $2.60. So the demand for the diesel is still there, because this is what I tell my wife: if you're bad mouthing farmers and truckers, don't talk with your mouth full.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean the trucks are still running. There's no reason to put on the plate carriers yet. When the trucks stop running, that's the time to put on the plate carriers, is what I've been saying.
Well,
but
they're actually.
But there's actually a lot of trucking companies that are starving to get loads. A lot of these trucking companies just aren't getting the freight that they would normally do because of all these other companies that are shut down. And so there is less of a demand on it. We should be seeing a drop in diesel fuel as well, in my opinion, for that. For two, diesel fuel is a byproduct of making gasoline. It's like the first refinement of the crude in order to get there. So it takes less to produce diesel than it does gasoline.
All that low sulfur shit and all the all the stuff they have to do for environmental thing, though, I think jacks the price up.
Well, I highlight Bearded CB's comment right there.
Yeah, freight trains. Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. Like trains, at least around here, the biggest thing for trains is coal for power plants. And I work at a power plant, and there's really not that big a demand for electricity right now, especially with them trying to use the wind and unicorn parts. We actually have a unit that hasn't been up since February. So, you know,
Wait, you work in a nuclear power plant?
coal.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if no, I'd make less if I worked in a nuclear power plant.
They actually shot in the nuclear power plant here in New York, not too far from me. A couple hours
Oh.
in the Indian Point.
That's why you motherfuckers all glow in the dark over there and shit.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I'll put on my tinfoil hat. I got my Wise freeze-dried food, and I'll survive. And I'll just sit here with my freaking New York compliant AR-15.
Oh yeah, baller.
Oh, speaking of AR-15s, I got to tell y'all what my son brought over. His friend bought a DPMS Magpul. I can't remember. I don't remember. It's got it didn't have a rail on a handguard with the rail and all that. It was the regular plastic Magpul handguard, but it had a center point red dot on it, and it came with one P mag. Dude paid $300 for it used. So he brought it over to my house and I cleaned it up for him. The guy he might have shot 50, 100 rounds, something like that through it. And it was nasty. But after I cleaned it up, man, it felt so good. It was really working well. And of course I had to take the time to show my son all the critical points to put grease and oil, stuff like that on it. But it was pretty cool. That's a screaming deal for a DPMS.
That dude must have been like really either hurting for money and he just wanted to get rid of it, or he just didn't know what he had. One of the two.
I think a combination of the both, because he's like, I got my AK-47, I'll be fine. I'm like,
yeah.
Good. Yeah, good. If you got another one, I'll take it. For that.
Yeah.
I'm not picky. I like them both, ARs and AKs, as long as they're good quality.
Yeah. I just think that both are just great platforms. I've always loved the AK though. I just think that AK is amazing.
They're great for what they're designed to do. They've got two total different designs and to me, totally different purposes. I know they're both battle guns, but
yeah, I just like the fact that you can put that thing in mud and it still shoots. It's like you can't do that with a M4. No way.
No, you can't.
I don't know. You ever watch In Range TV's mud tests?
No.
I think the AR actually did better than the AK in that one, but I don't know which one he used either.
Okay.
But I don't know. There's weird results. Well, hey, I think I need to probably sign off here. So,
all right, man. It's good seeing you.
Nice talking to y'all. Have a good rest of your chat. Don't forget the Let Freedom Ring SST.
All right,
SST May 1st, 5 p.m. Central and 6 p.m. Eastern.
On May 1st.
Greatly appreciate you coming on, Milsert. It's always good to see you, and it's a shame we couldn't see more of her. She's cuter than you are.
I know. I'm pretty lucky.
Fuck. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Well, I mean, I think I got the good end out of the deal. So, but anyway, y'all have a good night.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.
Man, craziness, the things we live through right now.
See, Vanessa Kitty's talking about the solar panels and stuff, and one of the reasons I never got in it, because I really wanted to get them at some point. For one, there's way too many people making money off them by the time they actually get to you. And two, if power goes out, you don't have power. Even though your panels,
the newer solar systems come with a battery backup system.
That's what I'm saying. Unless you go with the battery,
even if you already have existing solar panels like I do, you know, I ended up getting the backup battery pack.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. But I'm gonna be honest with you, solar panels really only work if you have at least 70 to 80% sun for the year. I'll be honest with you. That's the only way you're gonna really see some sort of you know, benefit to it. You know, I mean, being in the West Coast and where I'm at, trust me, man, it's like
I never had them. I never had them, but a New York Half-Ex Prepper, I worked on his house. He had a fire in the house, and he's got a whole roof with the panels, and he says he doesn't pay for electric, and he gets a check from the electric company twice a year.
Yeah, I mean,
and he lives half an hour from me.
Okay, well then maybe it's something you should consider. But my biggest thing is look at the company you're gonna make business with. You know,
my problem is my initial investment is like 20 grand. Okay, give or take, just about.
Give or take, yes. It is a bit of an investment, but like for me where I live, I mean, in the summertime, man, it's unbearable here, bro. If I don't have the central air going on, you know, it becomes very miserable here. So
it over here is not that great either in the summer. I mean, I understand all that.
It's humid. I mean, it's I don't know, maybe because how can I put it? It's a little harder for us here because I understand that humidity is kind of nasty, you know, and trying to deal with 90-degree weather with, you know, 80% humidity must be some real nastiness.
I have exactly the same thing here. It's just probably not as long as you do.
Okay. Right. What I would tell you is just do some research and see which company is going to give you the best deal for your buck. The great thing nowadays is that solar panels and solar companies, there are more of them out there, so they are going to want to compete for your business. So in the long run, you're going to be better off. You know,
what I want is I want to buy the panels. I don't want the company to come and install them and all that. Sell me the panels and the battery. That's all I want. I'm going to install it myself, do all that. If I have to call the actual electric company to come and hook up all the crap to the grid.
I mean, if you want to go that route, that's fine, but just know how the stuff works.
I know, but it's really hard.
Yeah, and it's very complicated, man. It's not an easy system to learn to master, because even I try to do it, you know, I said maybe I could do it. I saw some videos on YouTube. I was lost in the sauce, man. I had no idea what they were talking about. And it just seemed to me like it was going to be too much of an inconvenience for me to do it myself. So I decided to get a company, and I mean, it's worked out for me. I do save. I mean, I pay probably half of what I pay for my electrical bill over the year. So I mean, it is substantial savings, you know. But you know, it's not for everybody, and you really have to do a good assessment of one, how much energy you use, and two, whether you know you get enough. So you get enough you know, sunlight where you're at to make some sort of some sort of profit out of it, or at least benefit you. So, anyways, I think CB put out something out there for you if you want to check it out.
Yeah, well.
All right, gentlemen, I gotta pop off here. I gotta go help my roommate.
All right, brother. Good seeing you, man. Good seeing you there, King Thing. Hope all is well with you.
You gotta go help your roommate to screw.
Yeah, all that noise he was making just meant more work for me. So after that, I'll pop over and see Rich White. So everybody, when you're done over here, come hang out with Rich White. Thank you very much for the invite, Alan, Jamie, Professional Amateur, Mario, everybody, you guys in the chat. Have a fantastic night, and we're going to be the ones to save this country, nobody else.
Good night, Kingpin.
Yeah, absolutely. Kingpin, thanks for coming. And just before you hop off, we're past the mark. Anyway, thank you very much for coming in, man.
Awesome, man. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.
Night.
See you, man.
Yeah, but it's getting about that time anyway. Just going to go ahead and run it through and kick this one to the curb. JH586, what you got coming up, sir?
I'm working on video now about my new lever gun, the 357, and we'll have some load development for that and the revolvers coming up. So hopefully it'll be interesting. Hopefully somebody will watch it. Friday nights on Georgia Shooting Connection channel, we have our live stream 8 o'clock on Friday nights. Mario was our guest Friday night. I hope you had a good time, buddy. So,
Yeah, I did, buddy. Thank you.
thank you. So that's all I got, man. Thanks for having me, Alan, and thanks for all the people in the side chat coming out. And always good to see you, Bald. Behave yourself.
I'm trying.
And
You're
Alan,
asking too much.
thanks for having me, Alan.
Oh, more than happy to have you, good sir. More than happy. Mario, what you got going on right now? Anything?
Oh, what's going on, guys? Yeah, actually, I am. I'm waiting for. I just ordered a press, little single stage press that I'm going to be working on. I'm going to start learning a little bit more about case prepping on the 5.56 and 2.23 platform. And before you know it, maybe I'll make a video about that. And I'm just waiting. Well, actually, I want to reload 38 special, but my bullets have not arrived. Blue Bullets is kind of really behind on their orders. And MCK was kind enough, said he's going to send me some on Tuesday. So before you know it, I'll have something going on with that, and I'll probably be bugging you guys about some of the stuff to load 5.56 because I'm not very familiar with it. So that's pretty much.
You better get very familiar with it, because when I go to learn it, I'm going to learn it from your happy ass.
Oh, don't do that. That's scary. Don't do that. No, might want to learn it from Bald. Yeah, I would rather learn from him. He's kind of aggressive, you know. You just gotta get used to his ways, but you know, I think he means well.
I think Bald and I need to get together and have a 5.56 workshop live stream on a Saturday one day.
Right now, actually, as it is, the 5.56. Well, now it's scarce, so you know it's hard to find. But before all this crap, the 5.56 was really not even worth the reload unless you reload in precision ammo, 75, 77, 68 grain. The regular 55 grain, it was just too cheap. Especially all the crap I got from the two ball mods I cleaned out, it didn't pay at all.
Mm.
So that's like one thing, but it's always good to have an option. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I mean, I still have a bunch of 55 grain bullets stashed on the side, so if I need to, I can reload that as well. But I'm pretty stacked up on a 5.56. The only thing I'm like messing around is heavy bullets, 75 grain. Mario, I put my number in the private chat, so.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna copy it and I'll hit you up. I'll send you a text, a test text, so you have mine as well.
Yeah, shoot me a text whenever you need something. Just call me. I mean, I'm not the greatest expert, but you know what? You learn from your mistakes. And my biggest mistake was I loaded a 5.56 with a long shot.
Oh,
so pretty much blew up my brand new stack 3-gun upper. On the first shot, it just split open the upper receiver, destroyed the bolt carrier group, even cracked the barrel extension. I mean, all things considered, it was big boom and nothing really happened to me. Shot out the magazine out and all that, but I'm like, double check the powder you're using every freaking time.
Yeah, no, and that's why I'm gonna do that hand load stuff, you know. I'm gonna get proficient on just doing hand loads, so that way I become more familiar with it, you know.
Rule number one, Mario: don't put shotgun powder in your high power rifle rounds. It don't work out.
I don't think so. The powder I got was pretty much well verified by everybody. So good thing about going to the gun store that I go to is that a couple of the guys reload, so they know what I need. You know, they already know me by name. I mean, you know, they're like, hey, what's up, man? What you need? It's like, I need some primers, or I need this.
223, try Shooter's World tactical rifle or Ramshot Tac. Western Powder's Ramshot Tac works real good.
Well, Bearded CB is saying IMR 4895 as well.
Yeah, I tried. They gave me IMR 4166. They told me that's pretty decent too. So we'll give that one.
95 is. I'm not disputing CB's word. He's got them and they shoot good. 4895 was designed for the 30-06 and the M1 Garand or Garand. That's where that powder came from.
Oh, okay, that's good
So-
stuff. Yeah, the Shooters World.
Alden, curious, what do you got going on? You got anything coming up?
Just a video I put up today with the ballistic shooting performance. His training thing. I want to try that. I actually bought the Coach's Eye, that app on the phone, so I want to try to analyze what I did wrong. Where can I save the time? And I don't know. I'll see how the week goes, and maybe I'll shoot some video in work or something. I don't know. And definitely want to do something for the Mayday. That's about it.
Excellent. Well, I greatly appreciate you all coming into the chat, and it's been a good evening. It's been a real good evening. We've had a great side chat going. Again, with Milsurp Mike's Let Freedom Ring SST. He wants videos May 1st, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let Freedom Ring SST. And also remind people to spend your money on places that endorse the same type of things that we do, like Frag Out Clothing Company. That's a good company. If you haven't been to Frag Out Clothing Company, check them out. They got some awesome stuff, and they've done lots of great work for us in the past, mostly on their own dime. But other than that, I'm getting real excited at cranking out some 10mm rounds. And that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing this week is working and cranking out rounds. But thank you, everybody, for watching. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you, everybody that showed up in the side chat. And as always, keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Whoa! I guess I'll end it.